Hey guys, welcome to the Sim Racing Paddock. I'm William Marsh, and to be honest, I almost forgot that the iRacing Indy 500 was this weekend. So I decided, why not get some practice in? And hold on a second, why was I rejected? Due to inactivity. Okay, we're fine. So just had to rejoin the session. I was just waiting for the stream to start. Le Monde de Leroy T. I apologize for getting that name wrong. But yeah, so I wanted to get some practice in ahead of this weekend because I don't really have much experience at Indy. I did attempt to do the Indy 500 in 2014, but that was when it had a massive server crash and ultimately no one got to drive that. So it's like big issue, and why not try again, especially kicking off with the new Delara IR18. So if you guys want to join in, I am going to be in practice lobby 138. Why not make a note of that? Hold on a second. So I'll just make a note that if you want to join, you can. So hold on a sec. Let me make a text box on the stream. Because we can. So, practice server, I think we said 138. We'll put it at the top. And then we'll need to make an outline on it. Black outline. There we go. That should be legible for everyone. Let's join this server. So turn off display capture, turn on game. So yeah, this should be an exciting event. I'm a fan of IndyCar, and it's kind of funny. I've been growing more of a fan of IndyCar than NASCAR, and growing up I was a massive NASCAR fan, so it's always interesting seeing how everything is changing around in the face of racing. I keep on feeling that NASCAR and even Formula One, they keep on taking a step back, taking a further step back, and causing a lot of issues for their fan base. But it seems like IndyCar, they're making smart moves and it's paying off. So it's cool to see that they're listening to the fans and making the racing more exciting, I think. For example, I think it was the first race of the season, or Long Beach possibly, where Sebastian Bourdais, he passed, I think, 3 cars in one corner. And that was just a pure ballsy skill move, realistically. I mean, there was some insanity, but he pulled it off, so can't fault him there, really. Okay, so this is live. Let me make sure all my controls are mapped. So we are going to want to map the weight jacker in this car, because that is something that actually is used. So I'm going to map it to 2 buttons on my formula rim. So I have them there for quick access to quickly be able to adjust. Brake bias, I don't think we need to worry about. Ignition and starter. Yeah. Pit speed limiter, that's fine. Make sure pedals are set. Yes. Shift up, shift down. Exit tow car. Why not? That's cool. You have the option for second clutch. Timo 352. I have the control, or I have my information in the description. I'm using the open sim wheel with the large midge motor, and then I have the Fanatic Formula Carbon rim mounted on it through the Sim Racing Machine's adapter. So let's see, weight jacker. Can I see? Is there a weight jacker used on this car? I'm not seeing it moving, but okay. We'll take a look. But first off, let's get this car on the road. Might need to bump up force feedback a bit, though. Yeah, that's way too low. So these are my first laps in... Or wait, no sound. Sorry, guys. Let's fix that real quick. Properties. Focusrite USB. There's sound. Need to turn it down a bit. Hopefully that's good sound level for you guys. How long have I played iRacing in hours? Hours, it's a little tricky. I have maybe like 700 races under my belt, I think. I have around 700 races or so. I think. So, okay. I'm likely using the baseline setup right now because it doesn't feel too fast. 217 miles an hour. Or 3. Or no, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, we hear you.
I can barely hear their chat. Not sure if we really need to, though. So let's turn on to the display. Favorite class in iRacing? I'm not fully sure. I really enjoyed the oval racing for a long time, but then it got to a point where I just felt like, I got kind of bored out, and whoa, that was an unsafe entry. Please watch the entries. Thank you very much. But yeah, so, what I sort of gravitated more towards was honestly like the Skip Barber. The Skip Barber series in iRacing usually provided some awesome racing. I have fond memories of sometimes I was racing at Suzuka and had a solid battle for the win, and that was some impressive racing. And then also I had an awesome race at Watkins Glen, 20-minute battling side by side, catching the draft on the back straight. Impressive racing, and I ended up getting the win in that race. I was really happy about that. Let's see. Shane, I'll read your message on the straight. Need a bit of a higher arc into corners if you are by yourself. Notice what they did last year. They feigned high and then cut down. What's a little tricky, because also I'm in race trim right now. We can try qualifying trim in a few minutes. Favorite wheel, open sim wheel by far. If I had to say a non-direct drive wheel, Fanatic Club Sport wheel version 2.5, Timo. So I'm gonna pull off here. Oh, whoa, whoa. Let's pull off. So this was the baseline setup. Indianapolis Oval Indy Pit. So it looks like there are quite a few setups. So Indianapolis qualifying setup. Let's take a look at this. But first, I want to turn up the chat. I'll equalize that so we can actually hear them. What do I prefer, F1 or endurance racing? Recently, I've been preferring endurance over Formula 1 because my idea for F1 was it used to be the total pinnacle of motorsport, the cutting or the bleeding edge of technology, and the most talented drivers. And the issue is, it's still that to an extent. It is that, but at the same time, it struggles. It is, Formula One is heavily car dependent. Like, the faster cars are always going to be the ones that win the race. It is down to budget and stuff. So, I am... with the latest developments in Formula One, I am less keen on watching it. I'm finding myself watching the endurance races more. It's more of the test, man and machine. Will they go the distance? And some of the cars are really cool. Even like 24 Hours of Daytona. I like the DPIs, the Daytona prototype. I believe it's international, or I forget what the I stands for, but it's really cool to see everything. Hey TJ, how's it going? I'm doing pretty well. Just trying to get a handle on this car. Whew, this car is lively. I actually did not pre-order the Fuel VR because what it sounds like is that it sounds like they might have me do more previews and stuff, and it sounds like they might actually send me one. So I didn't pre-order, but to be perfectly blunt, if I wasn't in the position where I was, I would not pre-order the Fuel VR. That's my opinion. There are better wheels. It just felt too unrefined, the version I tested. That was one of my concerns. Okay, down to 1 liter.
That's it, we're out of fuel.
Stewart, I mean, they know my opinion on the wheel. They know that I was pretty brutal on it, and that's why they're saying they want me to test it out, because they feel like I can improve it according to what they're saying. So that was a little stuttering. Hold on, I'm in the wrong page. Garage. Let's add a bit of fuel in. Yeah, because I thought for qualifying, you have to do at least 4 laps. But I want to change one thing real quick. So, my dash display, that was in metric. Let me translate it to the superior format, imperial. So that was the default qualifying setup. But also, iRacing might handle qualifying different than... so let's go out. El Tranza, from what I've heard, the Obatu Revolution can be slightly uncomfortable for some people. But also, I have heard that... I've never driven the Obatu. I've never driven the Obatu. I prefer the GT Omega myself, but there is a little more flex. If you are looking at $600 price range, that's starting to look into 80/20. So if you are a little more technically proficient, you might want to look at that. Whoa, that's understeer. Okay, I'm in the wall.
Looks like your car is toast.
Because it's remarkable feeling the aerodynamic simulation. So because I was behind him, that took what little downforce I had on the wall, like in front, and made me wash up. So you could see me wash up, and boom. in the wall. Right now, I don't have my butt kicker set up because I had it unplugged for my review. I'm going to plug it in later today. But El Tranza, I was saying, like, look at an 80-20 based cockpit. For example, there's cockpits from SimLab. The only downside is it doesn't come with a seat, but it is a good option. So I'm going to turn down the rear wing a little more because it felt like we weren't. Actually, is that maximum downforce? Hold on. Let's try this out. This might be a little risky. But yeah, I had my butt kicker unplugged because I was recording the footage for my review yesterday. But it would feel very interesting driving with this car. Let's get some heat in these tires. Timo, what do I prefer, Assetto Corsa or Project Cars 2? I'd likely go with Assetto Corsa. It has a greater variety of cars I enjoy driving, but also a lot of times I just prefer the test driving. For actual races, I think I'd go with Project Cars 2. And online, I think I prefer Project Cars 2. Okay, I guess I didn't have the heat in the tires there. So let's get a feeling for this car. Ease it into turn 3. Like so. This is going to be an interesting race. And if you guys want to join in, I'm in practice server 138. So you can join in there and race with me. Or practice with me, I should say. Whoa. Ah! I'm dead. Yep, I'm flying through the air. This is not good.
Your car has too much damage. We've got to fix it.
Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. Let's watch that wreck. Turn 1. Am I just apexing too early? Yeah, that's a wreck, all right. Breakdancing car. Shane, do you have any advice for turn 1? Because that's where I'm struggling, it looks like. But R-Factor 2 versus iRacing. For the driving, R-Factor 2. For the racing, iRacing. Just the online presence in iRacing is just a lot better. It really is. Tough to admit because R-Factor 2 is my favorite feeling title, but I have to be honest. So let's see. There we go. That felt pretty good. Turn 3 feels good. Turn 4, ease in. Yeah, Timo, I was talking about that a little earlier. I'm honestly starting to prefer IndyCar more than NASCAR. I feel like NASCAR, they're making way too many dumb decisions, and it's hurting them. Lift just a little bit in turn 1. Okay, thanks for that tip. Okay, never lift. Too high. Whew, that was close. A little too close, according to race control. Okay, so you're saying never lift. So I lifted a hair there. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, that was close. Scrubbing too much. Ah. It is currently 11:38 a.m. here. Timo, I have a little bit of real-world karting experience. So let's see. I wonder if it's that wicker adjustment that hurt us. So we'll bring that back up. And then... we'll take about, yeah, so 1/10 of a degree out. Let's see how that works, guys. Taking out some rear downforce in theory should make us a little better on turn in, I think. Thank you, Mooch, for subscribing. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, that's okay. That's a little snappier. Okay, let's get a feel for this car. Let's hit 230 miles per hour. That's quick. Okay, that's much better turn in. Much better turn in. Oh, wow. That was so much better. So we're getting caught up in this draft now. Yeah, you want to steer as little as possible. Oh, that's a wreck. That's a wreck.
You got about 5 laps of fuel.
So turn in. You can just see how much better the turn in is on now. It's remarkable. It really is. So just that tiny or minor adjustment on the wicker and removing 1/10 of a degree from the rear wing. Whoa, I just hit the rev limiter. Whoa, shoot. Oh, snap. Yeah, one term I've heard used is steer with the pedals. So hold on a second. Oh wait, that's the wrong direction. So let's try 22-25. There's that pit party, I'll call it. I might be able to get away with a little less rear wing too. I'm curious about that. So we're 220 miles an hour. Yeah, I think I might be able to take out a little more rear wing. But we are going fast. And Gary, just watch me turn right. Yeah, that didn't really work. That did not really work. Huh, Jason, I'm not getting buffering on my end. But it dropped down to 360p. So let's take out 0.3 of a degree there. Timo, I'd say for the prototypes, I kind of prefer LMP2. LMP1, it really became about like the hybrid systems. It really became about how to really maximize the efficiency. LMP2 feels more like raw racing, in my opinion. Granted, that's my opinion. GTE is also a very fun class. Oh wow, that's loose. Okay, this car is getting loose now. Wow, this is loose, but it's fast. I freaking love this direct drive wheel, though. I can basically feel about everything going on in this.
You've got about 5 laps of fuel left.
Feel all the subtle nuances of the car's behavior. If I catch this car, we're gonna be bad fast in this session. But I can get a feel for this. I can enjoy this. Just have to make sure to avoid the wall, though, because that wall could look mighty appetizing for this car. So if we shorten to the stock qualifying gear, I think we can get a quick time.
You have about 2 laps of fuel left.
Oh, that wall comes up so freaking fast. One mistake and you'd be done.
Look out, in low. Go high.
So we'll slow down on the back straight. I want to change the gear ratios. But I am, if you guys have watched my Creo Sim paddle shifter review, these things, they feel so nice, even though they are a little on the quieter side. Too bad they all sold out now. So let's go back to drivetrain. We were at, I think, 1922.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's what we were at. So let's see how this feels. You want to peg it into 1 and 3, okay? I want to build up a gap to the cars ahead. Okay, we have open track. That's what I like to see. No, no, Windows Update. Windows Update just popped up on my screen. I'm like, no! Don't update now! Remind me later! The 221. Let's get up. We're climbing up the speed. The grip. Whoa, okay. Wow, that was a hard bump. Timo. Oh, that is so tricky. It's like trying to pick my favorite kid, even though I don't have any kids. Could I just say, like, just about everything except modern Toyota and, like, smart car? Because there are just so many different cars I really love. For example, like the old Honda / Acura NSX. That is such an awesome car. Also, the Supra, the older Toyotas. Those were pretty freaking awesome. Old, like Ferraris, like the F430 or the Enzo, great cars. Lamborghini. I'd say Ferrari over Pagani myself. Guess we're in the slipstream a bit, and we're in the wall. These cars are just so aero sensitive.
Looks like your car is toast. You'll need to tow back to pit
Ow.
lane. Press and hold your reset button, and we'll come and get you.
Whoops, I'm pressing F1 not escape. My bad. So yeah, this car is just so sensitive in terms of aero. Even from that distance and that speed, it just couldn't handle it. And then wrecked. I've gotten significantly worse at turning left than I used to be. Let's give that a try. And then later we'll do a race trim test. But I want to try to get a good setup for qualifying. That wreck felt brutal. Okay. Let's get an idea for this car. So this car's going to be even looser now. This car just goes so... The car itself, it feels pretty good. The car, very, very agile. You have to be very subtle in your movements. Well, Gary, penguins are eliminated, so ha. So are sharks, but I digress. But yeah, so 39.8 with no draft. That's fast. Whoa, it's washing up, washing up. Okay, we saved it. Hello, Mac. How's it going?
Car outside. Clear.
Practicing for passing. Except he's going to do the crossover.
Still there. Hold your line. Clear. Outside.
Oh, shoot.
Still there.
Sorry,
Hold your
didn't mean to
line.
get that close.
Clear. Inside. Stay high. Clear inside.
Oh,
You've got about 2 laps of fuel. Outside. Still there. Hold your line. Clear. Car inside.
dang it.
Clear inside.
Ah. Timo, I'd say Skyline myself. So I'm just going to save this setup for now because it's pretty quick. So SRP 500Q. Oh, I could feel it in those, like in my hands from that hit. Oh, that was brutal though. So let's see if we can catch those two cars ahead. Favorite racing driver growing up it was Jeff Gordon. And I'd say he still is my favorite even though he's retired. I just haven't really had a racing driver grip me with that amount of excitement that I did cheering for him back in the day. I'd say Senna over Schumacher. Oh, there he's. So I wonder, I'm in the draft now. But yeah, my opinion on the Senna versus Schumacher debate was, in Senna's day, it wasn't nearly as car dependent. It was more driver dependent, in my opinion.
Can't stop down low. Go high. Inside. Clear inside.
Let's do some battling side by side with Mr. Green here. Favorite F1 track, I'd likely say Suzuka. Suzuka was one of my personal favorites. Red Bull Ring's also another great track. Imola versus Monza. I'd have to go with Monza personally.
Car inside. Still there. Hold your line.
Okay, now it's becoming a battle.
Hold your line. Clear inside.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Okay, that was a close call. Car washed out. We're good. Timo. Timo, are you serious? Obviously, Baku.
Car stop up high.
Whoa, come on, guy, get off the track.
Can't stop down low. Go high. Can't stop down low. Go high.
Well, that's just total carnage. Oh, shoot. Oh, we barely missed that. For the record, me saying Baku was sarcasm if you didn't realize that. Silverstone versus Hockenheim. I'm not good at Hockenheim, but I prefer it. I prefer watching the races there. Sheesh, that was a close call. I like the balance of the race trim car. This car in race trim feels pretty darn good. I don't know if I have the car to catch Pinky over there. Let's catch the draft a bit. I know this will be unpopular opinion because I'm American, but I think I'd prefer the Australian Grand Prix. It's a bit more of an exciting track. It's partly a road circuit. It has a bit of a nice feel to it. Trying to catch this guy. Slowly reeling him in, I think. Because, yeah, we're starting to carry more speed in turn one. Too much speed, too much speed. And almost in the wall there. So when we're in the draft, it almost feels like we have to lift a bit. So we're 1.2 back. Timo, Red Bull ring. So let's catch this guy a bit. Crack the throttle a bit. Whoa, shoot. This car just doesn't want to turn in the draft. So in this turn, I'm turning in. Am I just turning in too early? Because it feels like I'm turning in a sharp angle. Let's look at this guy behind me. He has a wider angle, I think. Yeah, wider. I prefer the Barcelona circuit. So yeah, I might have apexed a little too early there, and you can see I'm just really drifting up. But he's doing all right, and boom. Okay. That's a close call. Very close call. Didn't hit him in the head, but that came really close. Virtual roll bar doing its job. But yeah, so that fast. Looks like there's a pit party going on. Hey, Timo, I know it's fun to ask questions, but it's like, kind of gets a little repetitive, just warning you. I mean, it's always this track versus that track. Why not do a different one? Whoa, okay, that guy almost...
Inside, too wide. Still there. Clear inside.
That was a close call. Pinky's likely going to make a move on the inside. Favorite sim, R Factor 2.
Car inside. Keep high. Clear.
Have to learn how to tame this car in the draft, though. That's the tricky part. Because if I lift a little bit, I think I'd reel him in the straight. So, like so. Barely scraped the wall. That's just going to be a couple tire marks. For some reason, when I'm trying to set up the car, I map the weight jacket buttons, but it's not doing anything. Because you can see the yellow box right there, WJ position. I'm pressing my weight jacket buttons and it's not doing anything. Maybe I set the wrong controller or something. Who knows? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the settings real quick. Because it could very well be that. So controls. Yeah. Oh wait. Axis? Hold on. Oh, it's working now. Okay, it's working now. That's good. It just mapped to the wrong controls for some reason. Well, that explains it. So, basically, what weight jacker does is it shifts, like, the weight. So, positive weight jacker will move the weight forward, and negative weight jacker will move it back. You can see that number shifting right now. So, let's try weight jacker 5 here. You can see it's a little lively. Okay, let's miss this car. So yeah, we're at weight jacker 5 right now. And then for the heck of it, let's go to 10 for turn 1. So it should really want to turn here. Yep. Oh, oh. Whoa, Nelly. Whoa, Nelly. Okay. Yeah. Okay, then. Let's see that. So, right in the middle of the corner, you see there it starts to bobble. That bobble upsets the car. And right there, it's like point of no return. And then I was along for the ride right there. So hit the wall, hit him. And right into traffic. Wrecked. So yeah. Don't set the weight jacker too high. Or else stuff like that happens. So let's shift it to 5. Actually 3 to get started. Now up to 5. And let's get a feel for how this car is at weight jacker 5. Might be a little too lively, so let's go down to 2. Should give us a little more turn in, which is nice. Because you really want that turn in on the track. So turn into turn 1. Now let's get an idea on how this car is. Felt really good on the drive off. And it seems like the car likes to turn more into turns 3 and 4, which is nice right now. So turn into turn 3. Car in the wall in turn 4. And boom. So weight jacker, they adjust a lot over the course of the race. So let's turn to weight jacker 4 for turns 1 and 2. Have a good balance. Then for turns 3 and 4, let's shift to -2. That was driver error that almost put me in the wall out of turn 2, so I'm not going to compensate for that at all. So turn 3 feels pretty good. Next lap, it feels like we're turning well there. So I might turn it back to 1 for turns 3 and 4 next lap. So what's nice with weight jacker is it allows you to make adjustments for the car over the course of the race. So there's always this dynamic changing environment when you're driving. And you want to learn what the car performs best in.
Wow.
So now we're starting to get into the draft. So let's go up to weight jacker 3. And let's go to weight jacker 5 for next corner, because this, like, we're in the draft, so it's going to be a little more difficult to turn. We might need to go up to weight jacker 7 there. So we'll do... Whoa! Did you see that? Did you see that? That was trippy. So let's do weight jacker 5 for turns 3 and 4. Uh-oh. Stay off the track. There we go. And let's go to 8 for turns 1 and 2. Oh my gosh! Really?
Looks like your car is toast. You'll need to tow back to pit lane, press and hold your reset button, and we'll come and get
Okay, so this guy... I have no clue what he was thinking. Because... look here. He's down at the bottom. There, he should be lifting. Or weight jacker or something. But it looks like he's just flat out. And that could have been a racing deal there. But then... I'm wondering, that also looks like netcode. Yeah, that was netcode too. Because he was nowhere near me and I felt that hit. That stung a bit. If that happened in PR, I would be grabbing a bucket right now. Because I would need it. That would send you for a ride. Favorite circuit, Sonoma Raceway. So let's go down to 3 weight jacker for turns 3 and 4. Saturday will be Destruction Derby. We'll see. We'll see. What I'm hoping is that maybe these guys, they're just being a little reckless because it's practice, and then race time comes along and they are like pretty well refined. Well, David, it's one thing if it's driving VR. It's another when you're barrel rolling in VR. Started to feel the rear step out a little bit at 5 weight jacker.
Clear inside.
Let's go to 3 weight jacker. Okay. This guy's fast.
Clear inside.
Whoa! Okay. I don't know if that was me. I might have lifted a crack. I think it was a mix. He had too much speed. I didn't see him. Hey, Timo. I'd say WRC, and I'm going to have that be your last question. This is your first warning. I'm kind of getting tired of the questions. So, basically, if you keep on persisting, I will put you on timeout. It's one thing to promote discussion. It's another just to flood someone with questions. I'm just riding the outside line, giving him that preferred line because he was already out on the track. Let's try 8 here. Because I don't have enough of a run to get side by side with him. Here we go.
Car outside. Keep low.
Little loose in the corner, but we made the pass. So we're +5.
Car inside. Stay high. There's a car on the low side. Clear inside.
Whoever that was for following, thank you very much. So, Tom, basically, weight jacker, from my limited understanding of it, is there's kind of like a weight ballast on the right side of the car. If you move to a positive number, it moves that weight ballast forward, moving the center of gravity from the car to the front, and that makes the car more lively in the corner. And then negative weight jacker moves the weight backwards, and that is more on the line of a like making the car tighter. Thank you, Tom Roach, for subscribing. I caught that, don't worry. Or David Roach, my bad. So yeah, for example, let's move to -10. Actually, -15. That's an extreme. You can, so in turn 1, you'll really see the car wash up the track. So the car's really going to wash up the track. Let's hope we don't get killed because of this. So the car's washing up a bit. Can't get the car turned down. So let's move it up to +10. Let's do that. So +10. You'll notice car turns almost too much, and yes, too much. So makes the car very loose on that extreme. So 2 different extremes changes the balance of the car drastically between corners. And you'll, like real life IndyCar drivers, they'll adjust weight jacker multiple times in a lap to get the balance of the car. Weight jacker is more oriented towards oval. That's why it's on the right side of the car to manipulate the balance of the car in an oval. So let's go to negative or positive 4. But hopefully that helps, Tom. Hopefully that helps a bit. So positive 4. Herbert, it's 200 laps, 2.5 mile track, 500 miles. Hey, Timo, it's one thing if you are contributing to the conversation. When you're just asking questions, not engaging in other conversations, trying to hijack the topic, that is when things get a little off. So feel free to contribute in other conversations, but I'm getting tired of the questions. And if you do the crying face one more time, okay, sorry, man. That complaining, I just had this one pop up under review. Hold on a sec. So I'm literally parking the car now and putting you on timeout because of your behavior. Not cool, man. Not cool. It's one thing if he acts civil through it, but that is just unacceptable. Okay, so let's get the idea on how this car feels. Back up to speed. So we have weight jacker set to 4, and because we're not at full speed, it's a little more oversteery than what it would normally be because we don't have that full downforce. So let's go to positive 1. Yeah, the Indy 500, it's a fun event. It really is. It's a challenge, though. Indy is a tough track to drive with these cars because you have to understand the balance of the car. One mistake, you're in the wall and your day's done. It's not like NASCAR where you can scrape a wall and still do okay. If you basically hit a wall with any force in this car, you're done. It's a punishing race. So here, weight checker set to positive 1. We can see the turn in. It's working. We'll shift it up to 2. Well, we have a good balance for this car. I'm liking the feeling of it. But also in race conditions, this is going to be a totally different race. Because right now, we're sort of driving by ourselves, and it's okay.
That's crazy.
But during race conditions, we're going to have 20, 30-ish cars bunched up together. It's going to be like Talladega, but with Indy cars and a more challenging track. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be dangerous. There is a perfectly legitimate chance that we could be wrecked within like the first 10 laps. There is a chance of that happening, so even with all this practicing. But yeah, so turn down. Okay, we got lucky there. We barely nudged the wall there, but I think we got away with it without any damage. Yeah, understanding the balance of this car, understanding the behavior, understanding when to turn up the weight jacker. So we're starting to get some heat into these tires and a little bit of wear in. So I'm going to move weight checker up to 3 for turns 1 and 2 to get the car comfortable through the race. We were a little high there. And then let's go to 1 for turns 3 and 4. And hey, Harry, how's it going? Little scrub of the wall again right there. This is going to be an interesting race, guys. Herbert, the race setup has to be different. Because A, qualifying setup, you only put in like 5 laps. And B, you are doing like a bonsai speed run for qualifying. So, for example, right now, 6th gear, we're hovering around 220. We're at about 220 miles an hour. And at this point, we would be at about 230 in qualifying trim. So it's about 10 miles an hour difference. And that's a mix of lower weight, lower wing, and high speed. Hold on a second. Let's rest in peace. Okay, he had to deliberately be targeting me. That was a deliberate target. Because there's no way he would have actually just gone that way naturally. Yeah, he... So let's see what happened there. So behind me, Elijah Drew Garcia. Let's check this out. He sees the wrecking. Boom! So let's go back to the qualifying trim. So we have... Alright, let's do SRP 500R. Or wait, hold on. No, we have to save it first. SRP 500R. And then we can load the queue setup. And you'll see the difference. So, our last lap we ran was 39,993 in race trim. So now we're in qualifying trim. So that was a 39,993. So we want to have a good gap between us and that car in front. We don't want to pick up his draft, really. Weight jacker set to 1. We'll set it up to 2 now. Whoa, Nelly. So 226, 7, 8, 9, 230. We'll set it up to 3, weight jacker. Oh, we got a little loose off. We'll set to 2 for turn 2. Whoa! Okay, whose bright idea was it to brake check? So we're 230 right now. 234. We're loose, we're loose. We still survived. Barely. No, we're not going to make it.
Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow
But,
back to
okay,
pit lane. Press and hold
I'm
the
kind
reset
of
button and we'll come and get you.
stumped there. Hold on. So let's go to 53. So, let's rewind here. Did he tap the wall or something? Yeah, he tapped the wall there. But was that him just hard on the brakes there? Let's see. Yeah, he just stands on the brakes in the middle of the track. Delta bar, that'd be a good idea. So let's do all-time best lap. The only thing is my all-time best lap, that was in the draft. That's the only thing I think that's a problem. Two hours of VR, yeah, that'd be a bit much. That'd be one of my concerns. If I wasn't streaming it, I'd likely try the race in VR. But the thing is, I'm streaming, so I want to interact with you guys during the race. So VR is not the best option for that. Yeah, we're 226, 27, 28, 29, 230 miles an hour before the start-finish line. Whoa, we were loose for turn 2. I almost just totally lost it there. So this next lap will be fast because we have the draft.
You've got about 5 laps of fuel left.
Whoa! Okay, yeah, we just tank slapped it. It's like as simple as that. One mistake and you're done. Hold on a second. I want to just move something real quick. If I remember how. Or I don't. But yeah, so. Let's go back to me. So, here. That bobble right here. And then you notice I start losing the rear. Or is it there? Hold on. No, it was turn 1, my bad. So here. We're turned in. And the car just steps out. Right here. You can see the rear end starting to yaw out a bit. And also the tire marks right there. And I'm just trying to let the car ride itself out. Like, let the rear end right itself. But I realized, nope, it's too late. Start counter steering. And wham! With the exclamation point. That's how simple it is to just lose it. So that kind of shows off the challenge of oval racing, if you think about it. Everyone says it's just put your foot down and turn left. It's a little trickier than that, guys. It's a little trickier than that. We'll turn on the weight jacker 3. Because it's putting your foot down, turning left at over 220 miles an hour. So weight jacker 3, that should be good enough for us. Later apex, there we go. Still feel that car just fighting me. So let's turn down the weight jacker too. I think that should be fitting. There we go. Still, taking a 90-degree turn, or sweeper turn-ish, at 225 miles an hour. That is just absolutely nuts.
Look up high, go low.
Here we go. 300's up. Man, this car's fast. But yeah, guys, if you are really interested in running the IndyCar race, I highly recommend it. It is so much fun. And maybe in the future I'll do like a streaming IndyCar championship or something. That could be a lot of fun. But it's crazy because in our previous lap, since I mentioned we had the draft before, that's why you see our time plummeting on the Delta in turns 3, 4 in the front straight. But still, we're getting 39.6. Not too shabby. Oops, someone wrecked. Yeah, all in all, I'm excited for this Saturday. Should be a great race. I think the race I'm going to take part in is the one that is at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Pacific time. Whoa! Now... I think that's one way to end the stream off with a bang, guys. So, on that note, let's take a look at some of these laps. Let's go back here. So, I'm excited for this Saturday. It's going to be a very interesting race. I'm not too experienced with IndyCar, but I'll qualify for the race and see how we stack up in the field. It's going to be interesting because I like this car. I like this track. I want to see if we can make the full 500 miles. I don't know if we can, but it's worth a shot. So for now, guys, I'm going to call it, but it should be very interesting. So for now, I'm going to call it a day. And for this next race, I will see you guys on Saturday. So you guys have a great rest of your day.